Welcome to Ellis B Feaster's Radio Air Check and Classic TV channel.
Testing 1, 2, 3. He should be arriving any minute now. Here he comes. Mr. Bailey, good morning. How are you?
What are you doing here?
May I interview you for just one moment? Just one moment.
2 times 6 months.
What makes Z104 the #1 hit music?
Gotta go to work.
Mr. Bailey. That was Chris Bailey for the Z Morning Zoo. We'll follow him inside. My name is Penny Pasquale, and we're going to follow Z104 for the next 30 minutes into the studio and see what makes them the #1 hit music station.
Frequency check. 104.5. Radio station. Z104.
Mr. Bailey, can I ask you a few questions?
No,
just
look,
real quick.
Look at the time. Showtime.
No,
Zoo,
just a couple
zoo
questions.
Show.
What makes you the #1 hit station?
I gotta do the zoo.
Mr. Bailey,
Doc,
stop calling.
Hey, what's with the camera crew?
Cheri Bass. Cheri Bass is right here.
We got a show to do. What you wanna do?
Can I ask you just a couple of questions? Just a couple of questions. Just a couple of questions.
We gotta do the show.
Just a few questions.
Headphones on. Showtime.
Few questions. Couple of questions. Excuse me.
Stop it.
Just a few questions, please. And that's how the day starts at Z104. But there's more to putting the station on the air than meets the eye, and that's what we're going to show you. What makes Z104 tick? What makes it work? And what makes it the #1 hit music station? We'll meet some of the air staff and follow them to some live remotes. We'll also hear stories about Z104 from people who might surprise you. Right now we're going to talk with Chris Bailey, the program director for Z104. I think he also has something to do with the Z Morning Zoo.
What is Z104? Well, the thing is, with Z104, it's like a different thing to each different person. It all depends on how they perceive the radio station. To some people, it's all the morning zoo. To other people, we play the most music in Hampton Roads. To other people, it means all the community service that we do. To some people, it means they're the guys who do all those crazy wacko promotions. They're the people who give away lots of money in cars and fun contests. So it all depends on how you define Z104 is what it is to each different person. So we try to be, I guess when you put it all together, we try to be all things to all people to make Z104 what it is, which is really basically a very fun top 40 radio station. That's what we are best at, and that's what we do.
What makes Z104 the #1 hit music station?
Well, I guess the main reason that makes us the #1 hit music station is the fact, since we're the top station that plays hit music, and we've never been beaten by our competitor, never, and we never will be either. But another major part of it too is the fun things that we do to give back to the people who made us the #1 hit music station, like our big listener appreciation party we have every year. The 4th annual Zoo Bash is coming up. We bring in major artists who appear. We give away tons of prizes. It's a lot of fun. It is probably the most talked about party of the year, and even probably a week after we're through with it, everybody's asking, well, what are you going to do for the next one? And something recently we just did, I guess you could say the hottest musical group out right now is the New Kids on the Block. We had a big New Kids on the Block banner contest. Hampton Coliseum was just full of Z104 New Kids banners all the way around the Coliseum. We broadcast live from the Coliseum. We had our night guy, Ellis B Feaster, underneath there talking to Jordan Knight of the New Kids. It's things like that that put us involved with the things that people like the most. I guess, one of the big reasons that does make us the #1 hit music station.
And the most important question, who picks the music?
Oh, Beaver Cleaver picks the music.
No, Chris definitely picks the music.
What's your job as music director?
To pick the music.
How do you go about doing that?
How do we pick music? Well, when record companies send me calendars like this is a definite ad. Seduction, Fabulous Babes. No, just kidding. Actually, we go through magazines like this that are radio-oriented. Hits Magazine, Hitmakers Magazine, Radio and Records, it's another big magazine. They have lists of music that are hot around the country and also playlists of other radio stations that we can get an idea of what everybody else across the country in our format is playing. So we get a better idea of what the new songs are coming in and what's going on in the music scene all across the country. We also get in CDs from record companies like the B-52s I just got in, the new Natalie Cole's in, Midnight Oil. They just sent me this copy. And what I'll do is I'll take time on Thursdays and Fridays. I usually come in at about 11 in the morning, and then I'll sit and listen to music for like 2 or 3 hours to get an idea of what is out there, what the songs they're trying to hype. They'll give me a call from like Washington, D.C., New York, and Los Angeles. The record people will, and they'll say, hey, I've got a new cut on the B-52s. It's called Rome. Or I've got a brand new Midnight Oil cut I'd like you to listen to. And I'll take time out and listen to those and see which songs are actually going to be suitable for airplay on Z104. What's really going to fit in with what we're playing now, what I feel people would like to listen to on the radio. And we pick the cream of the crop. We'll take all these CDs in that I've picked into the music meeting on Mondays. It's usually about a 2-hour meeting with Chris and myself, and we'll sit down and he'll listen to songs and I'll listen to songs and I'll say, gee, that sounds good, or he'll say, yeah, I like that song, it sounds real good. And then we'll end up with about a list of 10 songs, and then from that we'll whittle those down to see how many we can actually add throughout the week from our playlist. Some songs get dropped that have been on the list for like say 10, 11 weeks. And then that'll leave holes in our playlist of 30 songs to add certain records to find out if they're going to become hits. We'll take time to listen to them and make sure that it does sound like Z104 and that it is compatible. Now, the ones that don't make it, they're in here.
You also have an air shift, is that right?
Yeah, I do. I do 2 to 6 in the afternoon here on Z104, but Cathy Cruise is on the air right now.
Wait, I can't concentrate on this show with this thing in here. What is this, you guys?
What's the weirdest thing that's happened to you at Z104?
Recently, we had this really bizarre thing, this outrageous zoo act, okay? So this guy, in the pouring rain, it's like 20 degrees outside, he comes walking up the sidewalk. He has a G-string on. That's basically it. He's like 6'3". He's the most beautiful hunk of man you've ever seen in your life. He's walking up the sidewalk, rain falling all down him, and he does this, you know, for some tickets to something, I don't know what, but it was incredible. I mean, all right, there was a woman in a bikini, but I didn't pay any attention to her. This guy he was out in the pouring rain, teeth chattering, and everything was kind of shaking. It was real cold, and we loved it. It was a lot of fun. Is that it? Is it over? Can I stop talking now?
What time is your air shift?
Well, I go on basically when the zoo gets tired. I mean, you know, when it's time to clean up the room and they've had enough, and really the comedy is at an end. It's like the humor screeches to a halt, and then we just play the hits.
Then at 2 o'clock, it's
The #1 hit music station, Z104, is 550 with Beaver Cleaver driving you home. Ellis B Feaster and a guaranteed 10 in a row up next on Z104. Are you still here?
Is this your favorite part of the job?
Well, actually, driving myself home is the favorite part of my job. You are going to cut this, aren't you?
How immature.
Didn't you used to work here?
I still work here. I'm Ellis B Feaster, and that's my real name. It's not some sick creation of Chris Bailey's mind. My parents actually gave me that name.
Talk about sick mind.
Hey, and now back to Ellis B Feaster.
What do you really like about being the evening DJ at Z104?
Well, my favorite part about being here is talking to the people and having a lot of fun. I mean, where else can you get paid for blowing people up, unleashing the teacher creature on the least favorite teachers, tossing people's bosses off of buildings, solving all the world's problems, and finding a cure for cancer all in one nice, easy 4-hour job?
Excuse me.
Huh? Oh, I didn't know you were going to be here tonight. I'm Dean Martin, the overnight guy.
Everybody loves somebody sometime.
How does he keep popping into the pictures? Why can't I do that?
Because you're not the boss.
Oh.
Since you're on the air from 11 at night till 5 the next morning, you must have some pretty strange calls.
Well, it's never really near as strange as when Doc Holiday comes in here. When Doc Holiday comes in here, it's like his eyes are going one goes one way, another, and he gets this weird facial expression, and he comes in and he can barely talk. Morning Zoo, Doc Holiday.
That's Z Morning Zoo here with your buddy, Doc Holiday.
Doc, what's the best thing about working with Chris and Cheri?
Quite frankly, Penny, it's a chance to work with such Quite frankly, Penny, I've thought about this, and quite frankly, Penny, Quite frankly, Penny, they don't talk to me much when we're here in the studio. What can you say nice about them? You ready? Quite frankly, that man, Chris Bailey, has been a complete inspiration in my career. Okay, this is it. Well, quite frankly, I've considered all the great influences that Chris Bailey has had on my career, and I've come to the conclusion that it's the paycheck. But I like Cheri.
Cheri, how do you handle these two?
2 aspirin and Pepto-Bismol usually does the trick.
Chris, what's your role in all this?
I'm the boss. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yep, every day.
And we have fun.
Yes, sir. Fun we have.
Lots of fun.
And you love working with me.
What he said.
Exactly.
Stay with us. We'll be right back to show you another side of Z104, the side that cares about the community.
The Z104 Morning Zoo.
We've got money out the yin-yang with Z104 cash calls. Be listening to Z104 to find out the exact amount of cash in the jackpot. If we call and you get it right, you win the cash. The least you can win is $5,000. Z104 cash calls will be made to your home and office, so tell your boss to keep Z104 on at work for cash.
Cash calls from the #1 hit music station, Z104.
You could be next.